Hello lovely soulmates and welcome back. In this video we're going to draft the back part of our shorts for the Playsuit. Yes, we're using the freehand method in this video right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating enough room, making sure I have enough room for my extension and my seam allowance by the side, and also my extension for this on center back. Yes, so if you can watch closely, you see that I placed my front like in between to have allowances all around it. So right now I'm checking the amount of extension I want to do to make sure it will accommodate it properly. Okay, I'm going to be doing an extension of about 3 inches, and I'll make sure my fabric is enough to contain that. All right, so that's that. So if you have been following us, you will know that we're on a series on how to make a Playsuit. So if you've not seen the previous videos, kindly go back and watch them so that you can meet up and catch up with what we're doing so that you will not be left behind, So I'm going to fold my fabric properly to make sure that it's not on the wastage side. So I don't like wasting fabric when I'm cutting. So I'm trying to make it equal to the amount that I want to make use of. So I don't want to have excesses. So I want to make sure everything is accurate before I start marking. So once that is done, I'm going to start immediately to mark. Now the first place you want to start is your crotch line. Now that's the normal crotch line for the front, but I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch to find the crotch line for the back. Then you're going to extend it to the 2 inches we came in by at the front, right? You can see that I did an imaginary kind of line. So the extension there is about 3 inches from the inseam, okay? Then I came up by 2 inches. That 2 inches that the front pattern has, I came up by it, okay? These 2 inches will help me to give me a guideline on how to create my curve. All right, then the next one now is to come in by 1 inch on your waistline. Then I'll square this up to the 2 inches markings there. This will create a slant for your back. Then I will create my curve. This slant will help the pant to balance at the back side, because at no point is our body straight. We always have curve at one point or the other. So on the center back extension now, we are extending by 1 inch. On the center back we are extending by 1 inch. Okay, then you're going to come to the side seam. On the side, that 1 inch you took in, you're going to replace that 1 inch. You replace that 1 inch you took in at the center back, replace it. All right, then I'm going to add extra 3/4 of an inch. Now if you remember, the front we added 1/4 of an inch. Then here I'm adding 3/4 of an inch for seam allowance. This seam allowance I'm adding here will augment with that of the front to create a total of 1 inch seam allowance by the time I'm sewing. I hope you understood that English. So now at the inseam, I'm connecting to the crotch extension. So that 3/4 of an inch, I marked it everywhere. As you can see, those points you're seeing, they are all 3/4 of an inch. That's the hip line and the hem line. They're all 3/4 of an inch. So I'm squaring up the waistline to the hip line, then to the hem line, like so. So you can see we have succeeded in creating the difference between the front and the back using our seam allowance. Remember, in our pattern drafting, what we did was to reduce the pattern by 1/4 of an inch, of which we replace later to the back. So I'll just continue here. What I'm doing now is to add my zipper allowance. There'll be zipper in this Playsuit at the back, so I'm measuring out where I want the zipper to stop. Okay, I want the zipper to stop about 3 inches upward from my hip line. So I connected that to the extended point at the center back. Then from that center back, I am going to connect all the way to my waistline to create a connection. Okay, so at this point, we are done. We are almost done. As you can see, we are done creating our back pattern for the shorts using a freehand method. So now we're going to cut. Just follow me through the cutting. So we have classes already that are going on. We have paid classes. We have our foundational class for the beginners and advanced freehand users that want to know how to go about pattern drafting. And we also have a corset class on how to make a cupped corset. Okay. The link below to join the waiting list, okay, is in the description box. Kindly click if you want to join us. So at this point, we are done cutting the back. Yes. So we're going to see how to make the upper part of the playsuit because we just finished with the lower part. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.